everyone, and welcome to Quest, a journey into true crime and the paranormal. My name is Misty Gaither. I am your host as always, and I am so excited. I have a paranormal group that they haven't been together very long, but they are doing a lot of great things, promoting what's called para-unity in the paranormal community, and just really a great bunch of ladies. And I am here tonight with Annie Waters and Betsy Williams, and it is for Lotus Witch Paranormal. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey
Doing great.
there.
How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So happy to finally have y'all on the show. Was kind of chatting with you earlier, Annie, about how that, that is one of the things that y'all are kind of basing your group on is the promotion of para-unity. Now, I know that there is some kind of I don't know if turmoil is the right word, but some kind of, things going on behind the scenes. And I wonder, this is just my personal take on it. I know it's not all of it, but I wonder if some of it has to do with so many of the shows being canceled. And so everybody's kind of trying to do the YouTube thing now, or kind of trying to do something different. And you have like so many, there's so many cooks that can be in the kitchen. And what is y'all's take on everything? What are y'all personally doing to try to help things be?
Our whole concept is just coming in with an original, fresh approach. Basically, going in just as ourselves, using minimal, equipment, and not really paying attention to the shows. Just, we watch them. Don't get me wrong, we watch them, but we don't take it to heart. We want to go to these places and experience them for ourselves. They may all have their own different experiences. Well, we want to have our own, but based on a natural, more gentle, empathetic approach to the spirits that are here. And for me, a lot of these shows I have turned to YouTube a lot because they're more genuine, they're more sincere, they're more real. TV's become very, as many people say, bougie, and it's a lot of money and it's all for show. And I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be, because I got into this because I lived in this, and I got into the shows because I wanted to learn. Well, now that I'm in it, I'm learning so much. It's hard to keep it all up in my head.
Well, let me
So
ask y'all this. How did y'all come up with your name? Like, was there just one day y'all were sitting, around and just like, hey, let's call
Yeah,
ourselves Lotus
yeah.
Witch, or
we were coming up with names and we were trying to figure out things. And Annie really loves the lotus, and I
Mhm.
do too. But once you get into the meaning of the lotus and understanding it's the rebirth, your resilience, you're coming out from mud, but you're still beautiful. And for us, that's a resemblance of us, just all of this. And we're gonna open up and see the light in everything and try to share that with everyone.
With a
And in
little
a
witchy with it. With a little witchy poo.
Well, I
with a
was going to
little
ask
witchy
you
too.
about the witchery.
Now,
Like if that's, are y'all both considered witches, or y'all just kind of threw that in there, or what?
neither of what, well, Betsy is more than, see, okay.
Let's just have it all out.
Everything, everything is on the table with Lotus. Everything is on the table. Um, I'm really getting into the earth. I mean, seriously, we
Hmm.
freaking live here and the universe and all of that, and taking that to heart. People, I think witchcraft has a bad stigma, but it's not just witchcraft. It's spirit guides, it's psychic abilities, it's investigating, it's cryptids, it's
Research, history. It's
you name it. I and so Lotus Witch is basically both of us kind of, and then and learning from each other, because I love it. I love learning about this stuff. Well, you want to meet me up here? I think next year we're going to go somewhere you might like. Maybe we'll take some photos of Belisca
Oh,
and
Lord, I'd pass out. I'd love it.
and don't pass out, baby. It's gonna be good because after Belisca, we're gonna take a drive to Malvern Manor,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and it's not that far. And then we can take another drive to Squirrel Cage Jail.
Oh, I was
Oh, yes.
familiar with the squirrel cage jail. Not that I was there or anything, but I do that. The way that in the middle it turns like that, and then some of them would get caught up in the. So
Oh,
that
you're
that place.
exactly right.
Hmm.
The thing, and it's a horrible thing to think of because it is like a cage. So when somebody went in, right, there's only this much, and it spins to let that door open.
Hmm.
And then the person goes in and then it closes. So there's absolutely no way out. And there's all these people. So, yes, I guess I went on a tour speaking with um, one of the docents there, and there have been many a limbs, darling.
No
Many a
doubt.
limb.
No doubt. And so you just, the squirrel cage jail is just probably just ripe with so much activity, but
Oh my God.
I can even imagine, having to stay there. I mean, you have no choice. Stay there and just, you have that thing in the middle that just turns and like you
It would
said,
be so horrible.
limbs. I know I'd be the first one that would mess up and get an arm or something. I would be taken out,
What's
you know.
more interesting about it is the top of the jail
Mm.
has the warden's quarters is on the top of it. Keep this in mind. And they had a closet door you could open.
Hmm.
Yeah, baby.
And you can, what?
God is my witness.
So the warden had a penthouse at the squirrel cage jail
That could go like this
that
and
could look
look down
down.
within the in that. That's just
No
crazy.
way. So let's get back to how did y'all meet?
I've been taking classes with Sarah Lemos
Hmm.
for 2 years now,
Okay.
and Betsy has been just started taking classes. Plus, our interests. You were talking about who we support. The period unity. Well, one of our common interests is the searchers.
Okay. Yes.
So, through different experiences and stuff, Louisiana spirits. Hell yeah, it's fantastic. Absolutely love it. And we want to support that. We want to back that. We also, very much support. I'm sure you've heard of Michelle LeBaron.
I have heard her
I
name.
hope.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And of course Dave Schrader
Sure.
and Lights Out Industries. But there's so many other. I just want real, and so we want to support everyone. There is no favoritism.
Well,
You
that's
know,
good because it's the way that I've always said things is it, I really can't be successful unless I help someone else be successful because I mean, you may make it or whatever, but if you don't gather people and help them too, then in the end it's like you really haven't accomplished that much. I mean, you may for yourself, but maybe not for others. Now, I met Betsy at the Paracon in
Yes.
the Cajun Country Paracon. When was that, y'all? That was in March.
Second month.
I'll
Yes.
be there
Yeah.
next year. I'll be there next year.
So that was well. Look, I hope that we'll get to meet before then. But if not, we'll definitely
Yes,
meet
I'm
you there. But
there.
Betsy, so you are like, what are some of your favorite places to investigate? Like me, I like investigating like axe murder places and just different
Right.
things. So I don't know why. I'm sure there's a story there, but that's a whole nother show. But what about like what is one of your favorite like what style of place do you like to investigate?
I really love hospitals.
Yeah, but that
I
would be cool.
really vibe with hospitals. Only because, I've worked in hospitals basically my whole life.
Hmm.
My dad was a doctor, my grandpa was a doctor. So I really vibe with hospitals. Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, that's an excellent location. I really love that location.
Now, do you
The
find that the like the old Pittsburgh Hospital, do you find that like the prisons, like because y'all were just at Mans, the Ohio State Reformatory. Now, do you find it's like haunted in different ways, or is it just the same scariness, or is it spookiness, or is it just like total? Because you think well the like the prisons they have more maybe more anger and more of a negative quality than like hospitals.
Well, no, I do love prisons and jails. Don't get me wrong. It's a really hard choice, but I do vibe with hospitals. I get a lot of more interaction at hospitals. I do get a lot of interaction at jails. For example, the Gothic jail
Mm-hmm.
in DeRidder, Indiana. I can go in there and I can talk French 1 minute and then I'm talking Spanish the next, to the spirits because they just different prisoners. Honestly, I think it's just who I am. I seem to have a very bright light no matter what I do or where I go, and I just get interaction no matter what.
You're taking a class, and Annie, you're taking the class also with Sarah Lemos. And for those of you, I'm sure all of us, that y'all do know, she's a psychic. She was on the Ghost Town Terror, the Ghost of Morgan City. Also met, she's been a guest on the show here too, and also met her at Cajun Country Paracon. So are you like taking the class because you are a medium or a psychic medium, or you just wanting to know more about the field, or what's going on there?
For me, it's both.
Yeah.
But go
Yeah.
ahead, Beth.
Yeah, no, it's both for me as well. I wanted to learn more because I had so many questions and they've pretty much been answered. And that's what Annie and I implemented on our trip to OSR, to Ohio State Reformatory. Very interesting.
Now
If I can throw in one of the
Sure.
places that I liked investigating, or and still do, I've done a couple times, is the Washoe Club, Virginia
Nice.
City, a couple times. Oh,
Wow.
baby. It
That
is
is it, huh?
very active. In fact,
I've never
talking about
been
it now makes my tummy feel funny. But you can just feel the energy through the minute you drive into that city. But in the Washoe Club, I've seen a woman who's very proper with a bun, the high collar, you know what I mean? Puffy sleeve, long skirt, round thing, proper. And I've seen her just like stare. I've seen it a couple times, but you can just feel that place. It's an amazing.
Now, is there a place that y'all haven't investigated that y'all would love to investigate?
Oh
Go
gosh,
ahead, Amy, because we've got a whole list of.
we actually have a list.
Yeah,
We
that's how
have
you
the
do it. Yeah.
actual list. Where we let's see. Our next stop is Gettysburg. We will be going
Yeah.
to the Gettysburg Bash.
Nice.
I'm going to be going to Michigan Paracon. And
I wanted to. That's the one in October.
no, the
No.
one in October is Virginia City. And then there's a rock. Wait a minute. Are you going to the Rock Island,
No.
haunted Rock Island in Rock Island, Illinois?
No. I would love to, but no. I haven't. No.
Well, in October there's Virginia City. It's called ComCon
Okay.
6. That's the only one that I'm sure there's plenty of other events. But that's what I've been going to for a few years now, and you literally take a couple days and you go to different locations within Virginia City.
And
I
Virginia
know.
City actually has tons of places for you to go to. Was it the Vulture Mine there, and
Colorado Mine, the Vulture City
Vulture
is
City?
down
Okay.
in Arizona.
Okay. All right. Well, all I know is
I
desert, and I see the sand, and I think it's all in one place.
Right.
Right.
People. But I'm going to get Betsy. She hasn't been here, and as I said, we plan on doing a lot of local investigating. I live in Iowa. She lives in Arkansas.
Right.
Kind of go in here, and so next year, Missouri State Penitentiary is there. McInerney Villa, which is in St. Joe, which is just down the street from the Sally House. Might have to check that out a
Oh,
little bit.
of course.
But as I would really love you, come up here and let's go to Villisca.
I'm
I
ready.
have investigated there. You will. It is so heavy and so sad, and you walk in there, and of course, there's tons of pictures of them.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
and the beds, and just it's painful. It's a very painful place. I took my grandson one year. We had a little bit. I mean, we stared at it for a while to make sure, but in one of the kids' room,
Mm.
there is a ball and there is a closet door,
Right.
and that door will move. It will move.
that case always just intrigues me, I guess, because it's unsolved. It's a family. It's just really out the norm of things that normally that we deal with. So I just really, I'm really gonna take you up on the offer because it would be,
Really, it's
I would love it.
unsolved. It's the only reason it didn't have bigger headlines when it happened is the Titanic was the same day.
Mm.
That's the
Yep.
only thing that beat it out of the paper was that. But I truly believe it's the train, Misty. That train system.
Which is weird because, the Titanic sank April 15th, 1912,
Right.
and they were murdered June 10th.
But they still kept doing, the Titanic was on everything. You could not escape. And
So,
that would be awful.
Misty, my connection with Villisca is because the day the whole family and the neighbor girls passed, I gave birth to my youngest son on the same date during those hours.
You do know what today is, right?
The 12th. Isn't that
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Wow.
June 12th.
June the 12th.
Dun dun dun. Gotcha. Anyway, but it is June 12th today. And in fact, I had put something on the Lotus page about them. And here in Iowa, it's definitely, but even talking about it, you're going.
It's one of those, things I thought about y'all. Y'all may have made the post on your Facebook page, which if y'all are watching would like to like their page, it's the Lotus Witch Paranormal Facebook page. And I think y'all are also on IG and different
Yes.
places. And so be sure to, to like and share. But I think it was on y'all's page that they're doing Practical Magic Part 2. And I was like, I know that y'all are probably just like fangirling
I'm
and
like,
wigging out and,
at
so
the
happy.
at first, I'm like, you lie like a dog. There is no way. I've seen all that kind of shit. It's kind of unfortunate. I'm going to believe it where I see it. Don't
Right.
sit there and
Don't
in
like
fact,
tease you like that. You want it
that's
to be
right.
true.
I'm going to bring this up really quickly. I was just over the weekend in Colorado, and I went to the Stanley House
Oh,
and took my grandkids there, my two oldest grandkids. Oh, and we did a tour downstairs, down in the underground, up in one of the rooms. Now, Betsy's been going through my pictures and looking at things, and we'll get those things up. But I was speaking with Michelle LeBaron because I should send this to you, Misty. I need somebody to debunk this picture
okay.
because there is a room and there is obviously a transparent person on one side.
Hmm.
They're transparent, right? There is nobody by me whatsoever. I stayed after the thing. They were people heading upstairs. All right, so I take this picture. The weird thing about it is this person in the picture is my grandson. He's with me on the tour, but he's upstairs.
What?
Is there a picture of this? And there's not a picture immediately before a couple or immediate after him. And I know it's him. I can just tell by the way he's got long hair and ponytail, but it's crazy. And so I asked her, is there such a thing? And hey, guys, I'm up for answers of double exposure on a cell phone.
I don't know.
I've never experienced that.
I would hate to think I saw my grandson's doppelganger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the debunker. I'm trying to go through circling and asking,
Seriously.
okay, who was standing over here? Is that a shadow from this? She goes,
Yeah.
absolutely nobody. I'm like, well, that's somebody standing there.
Well, and that's the first thing we try to do. I might take a picture. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Hell no. Let's make it. We're going to prove it's wrong. That's my first goal is to say, it's the best way to go about it. No flashy stuff.
Well, a lot of people may not realize that debunking is one of the important things of investigating. Because if you just
Right.
go with, every little sound or everything's paranormal or, this and that,
Demonic, for the love of Pete,
everything's
guys. Everything is not demonic, for the love of Pete. Throw that out there.
right.
Okay, I feel
Everything's
better
not
now.
right. Everything's not demonic, and And we're not going to hold on to Practical Magic Part 2. That's two things I've
Not
learned tonight. Not till we
till
see it.
I
What do you think that Lotus brings different to the paranormal field?
well, my thought is, like I said, we're open. Whatever everything,
Hmm.
everything. And again, as you said in the beginning, if you go to now, Betsy and I are really big in as supporting people.
Hmm. Yes.
You go to either one of our Facebook pages, we are throwing you around.
Right.
And we're not just, I mean, we want people to experience, get out there, and the people are important. It's important to support everybody. As my big thing, and I know I sound silly and I know I sound stupid, but I'll do it anyway. Did we forget what we're doing here? Aren't we supposed to be looking for answers or seeing what happens next? What the hell happened?
No matter how small, how big,
That's right.
everyone's important and they count and
That's
they
right.
matter.
That's
And,
right.
if I miss a post or I miss somebody making a comment, I make sure I get right back to them and say, hey,
We
thank
try
you
to
so
answer
much.
every single one
Yeah,
because that's
we're so sorry.
important.
It is
I
important.
don't like the. It is important. It's important. That way I get to learn and meet people. And we were at Ohio State and people that we know who are on our page. It was great. It was like, you're here. I met Aaron Bush in person.
Mm.
That was so great. I really, and I know Betsy too, this is something, so as we even talk about it, we feel it. This is so important to us. And I don't want to mess up. We don't want to mess up, which is why we're willing to say, hey, please tell me something. And guys, I will get that picture of Betsy might have it too,
I
of
do.
Yeah,
my
send it to us,
grandson.
please.
And let's slap that up there because as I said, it is him. It is definitely the way he walks because he's a 17-year-old boy with.
So, what else is in the future for y'all? Y'all gonna be coming down this way any or?
Yeah.
Well, I will be. I mean, since I'm closer to, the southern part of, like
Southern.
I
Oh, I
can
can't
jump over
believe
to
you.
Louisiana and Alabama in a heartbeat. I did tell a good friend of mine that I was coming down to visit her, so I can at least go to Gothic and visit and
Oh,
watch
yeah.
her
Oh, yeah.
native spirits on her land.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's a place that I really want to go to. Also, is the
me
Gothic
too.
jail in DeRitter. Heard a
Yes,
lot of
me
great
too.
things, about the place, and definitely a lot of activity there.
How close is that to Lafayette?
About an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Betsy and I, when we go places going, we're here. What's within 2 hours of us that
Yeah,
we can go to?
right.
And that's when we went to Bobby Mackey's from Ohio State.
So y'all went
Go
to
ahead.
Bobby Mackey's. Now they're closed. I think they're wrapping up investigations at that. There are they still kind of trickling some in or?
We, well, it's locked up. I snuck around.
Okay,
So
that's cool. It happens.
So I want the audience and Misty to know Annie and I do not stay side by side, hip to hip. We
no,
go do our own thing, get our own view of everything, get our own feelings, and then it never fails. She's like, "Did you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you saw it too." And like
was the
we were
woman who got murdered at Ohio State. Remember when I asked you that? Out of nowhere, whose wife got killed at Ohio State? I've never been there. I guess, and I need to look at this, but she's telling me somebody's wife.
the warden's
The
wife.
warden, yeah, the warden's wife did, yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
I was having a hard time walking through the administration building. That's why I had to leave.
Now, is she the one that got killed with the pistol or whatever falling out of the top of the closet and
Yes,
it
like she was
fell
in
and
her
boom?
Sunday best, and oh
Right,
god,
yeah.
so horrible. But I didn't know that. That's another thing I try. I want history, but at the same time, don't tell me what happened right here. Please don't tell me what happened right here. I'll be looking for a flash of light. I'll
Right.
be looking. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Have that.
learned what I thought was solitary. Now, there were little holes in the wall,
That's not
literally.
solitary.
Some of them were, but they were fireplaces to keep them warm.
It's funny
Well,
because she's so tiny. She's like 4'11" that she fits really compactly into these spots or overhead contain, bins in airplanes. She's real petite.
just a fit, huh?
Yep.
Well, you
Yep,
know
she
what,
does.
ladies? I appreciate it so much, y'all being on the show. I hope you'll come back
We
and join us.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
appreciate We are so grateful. True crime, keep
Yeah.
it coming.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Sometime if you want to have a show about that place after we go,
Yeah.
let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it. Let's do it. Thank y'all again, everybody. Lotus Witch Paranormal. Be sure to
Bye,
like their
everybody.
page. They got a lot of good things coming up. So until next time, see you then.